Hi everybody, I'm Alexander Garrett with Queens College Athletics. I'm here today with women's tennis head coach Alan Nagel. Thanks for coming, Alan.
It's my pleasure. It's
So,
always great to be with you, Rob.
Before we preview this season, talk a little bit about last year, a year that ended up in Arizona for the Nationals.
Well, I mean, it's always incredible to make it to the final 16 in the country. That's one of our goals. We want to win a conference championship. We won the regular season conference championship. We had an outstanding year. We only lost two matches in Division II. It's been a great ride the last 4 years. We've been 4 years in a row in the final 16 in the country. 2 of those years undefeated in Division II. So we have been on a roll, and we're expecting, again, some really good things. A tough schedule. We have Georgetown. We have some D1s in Long Island University from Brooklyn. We're going to a D1 tournament up in Siena in Albany. So we got a lot of good things happening.
Now, obviously, Erica Goldsmith, Daniela Sully graduate, Francesca Fanchin transfers. How do you make up for their losses?
Well, first let me say Francesca's going to be a big loss. She was our number 2 player. She's the first girl to ever transfer in 35 years because of tennis, and she's going to West Florida, top 10 school in the country, and she wants to be a professional, and this is her chance. Erica Goldsmith, there's no making up for Erica Goldsmith. She was conference MVP. She was student athlete MVP. She was ranked the number 5 player, and she's been my best doubles player. She's been ranked as high as 5 in the country with Samadi Strucker over her 4-year tenure. So you don't make up a player like that. And Danielle Sully just wins and wins and wins. She clinched the match against Concordia and won 2 matches against Concordia in 2 years to get us to propel us into the round of 16. But we have some amazing 2 recruits.
Well, let's talk about them. Talk about the newcomers and what your thoughts are.
Okay, first we have a girl by the name of Jenna Plavaco, and she is from a school called Young Harrison, Georgia, where she was all-conference, and she played number 1 for them, and she was ranked, I think, as low as 23 in the country. I think she finished off at 33 in the country in singles. What's amazing about Jenna is her sister played for Concordia, our chief rival, for 4 years, and I got tired of losing to them. She wanted to come to us as a freshman, didn't quite work out, but she never thought about going to Concordia. She only wanted to go to Queens. Her sister said good things about it, even though they were our biggest rivals. Her sister played 4 years at number 1. So that was a great thing. She is going to be an amazing addition. She's a wonderful doubles player as well as single. Eileen Maida plays and gets a full scholarship to Stony Brook University. It was between Stony Brook and Queens 4 years ago. She went to Stony Brook, played 2 years, played at number 2 singles, won most of her matches, played number 1 doubles, and is an amazing player and was a great strong player. Decided to quit Stony Brook for personal reasons, but stayed at Stony Brook for 3 more semesters, graduated, and she has 3 semesters with us as a graduate student. She wants to be a teacher, and she's going to be another amazing player. So these are going to be 2 of the better players to come in to replace 2 great players.
Now, how do they mesh with the returning players on the team?
Well, the returning players, I mean, we have a wonderful team. You don't get to the final 16, and for Veronica Kirka, who came in the middle of the year and played just doubles with a bad back, we expect maybe she can play a little singles, a little doubles. This year, Jen Friedman was the number 2 player of Binghamton. She comes to Queens and she's playing number 4. That's how strong we were, and I expect that's what she'll be. Andrea Sampson had a $40,000 scholarship to Quinnipiac, chose Queens College. She was a 4-star recruit out of Key Biscayne, Florida.
And
she's still back. She won Rookie of the Year
every week.
Yes, she won Rookie of the Year every single week, and she became Rookie of the Year. She is an amazing player, a great competitor, great kid, and amazing. And you know, we have Darby Brandon, who went undefeated in doubles from Arkansas. She was the Arkansas State champion. She's a sophomore. And we have Kim Zhang, who is our extra player to make the 8th player from right here in Flushing. Yes, we do take a few local ones too, every once in a while. And Kim is probably one of the most improved players. She was a decent high school player, but she's making herself really valuable as an extra and an addition to a team that's very deep to begin with.
Now, with the conference, you mentioned regular season championship, you had a bit of trouble against NYIT. Talk about how the conference overall has changed into this
Well,
year.
NYIT and the year before was UGC. We really won that. We would have won the conference championship the year before. The problem was that we had an illegal play that we didn't know, and we weren't allowed to play in that championship. We still made it to the Final Four. Even with losing her and taking her out, we still had a deep enough team to do that. NYIT is a strong team. They were 14th in the country last year. They have all international players. They don't have an American on the team. They have a lot of money. They go to Florida for 5-6 games, and they're going to be tough. But we beat them 6-3 the first time we played them, and we haven't lost a regular season game in 4 or 5 years. That 6-3 win was over a 14th team in the country. That's a pretty good thing. We lost them 5-4 in the third set. So how close can you go? They deserved it. They beat us, and two great teams. By the way, NYIT also made it to the final 16 of the country. 2 teams from the same conference.
How about that? Now, one other thing is obviously you have the tennis bubble back. What was it like playing it once again last year, and how has that really helped out the team?
Well, it's just tremendous asset. First of all, there's no such thing as cancellation. With the weather the way it is, we would have to rent courts over in Alley Pond, go back, only rent for an hour and a half, so it took out of our budget. That was a big thing. But more than that, you could only do that 2 times a week. So this allows us to practice for 5 straight days, allows us to get a competitive edge on a lot of the teams that don't have the indoor courts, gives also some possibilities for some of our players to work during the year and make a little extra money. It's just a tremendous asset, and we are so glad to have it back, and the school is so glad to have it back because it brings in so much money.
And with all that being said, what are your expectations overall coming into the year?
I expect another great year, but I don't put it on wins and losses. I put it on that we just go out there. We got a very tough schedule. We're going to play everybody in the top 10 in the East. We're going to play Georgetown's. We're going to play a lot of D1 teams. It's not about wins and losses. It's about improving. I think we're going to improve and get better, and we're going to be among the best teams in the East in D2 for sure.
Well, thanks, Coach, for joining us. And fans, on September 7th at 4 p.m., it's the Knights taking on ECC rival Malloy College.